Idris Elba selling protein powder to Danone for €1 billion was definitely not on my Q1 bingo card.
You always get distracted by celebrities. The real story is $438 billion in total Q1 deal volume. The mega deal is officially back.
Oh, come on. 12 massive transactions masking a dead middle market isn't a recovery. It just means Unilever had $44 billion to drop on McCormick spices.
Hey, bankers are popping champagne either way. Let's look at who is actually paying the tab. The rundown. I'm just saying, 155% year-over-year jump in Q1 deal value is absurd. The bankers are officially popping champagne again.
It's $438 billion of completed deals, Nate. 12 mega transactions. Cooley is taking victory laps in their client notes. But I want to look at what's actually moving the needle.
Okay, well, first I want to talk about Stringer Bell selling meal replacements.
Idris Elba. Yes, Danone just scooped up Huel for €1 billion.
A legacy yogurt conglomerate buying a tech bro powder brand backed by a famous actor. The simulation is absolutely glitching.
Celebrity-backed ventures are becoming serious acquisition targets for legacy food. The multiples are getting ridiculous. But Danone needs growth, and Huel actually has a sticky subscription model.
Speaking of ridiculous, Verdi Partners just spearheaded a massive $1.7 billion significant risk transfer with Klarna.
Significant risk transfer is just private equity speak for hiding the ugly loans.
Oh, come on, it's brilliant balance sheet management. Klarna gets to free up capital and clean up their books.
Nate, they're offloading consumer debt risk because buy now, pay later is showing massive cracks. Verdi is pricing that risk, sure, but don't call it balance sheet optimization. It's an expensive insurance policy for bad underwriting.
I completely disagree. I think it's a highly strategic structural play. It gives them breathing room.
We'll see when the default numbers hit the footnotes next quarter. Let's look at a deal that actually makes structural sense. Soluna Holdings closed their $53 million buyout of the Briscoe Wind Farm in West Texas.
150 megawatts?
Exactly. To vertically integrate their green data center operations. Everyone is screaming about AI energy usage, and Soluna just quietly bought the power source.
WTW analysts are out here whispering about fierce bidding wars for AI enabling tech. Soluna skipped the software and bought the literal wind. That's my kind of strategy.
It's the picks and shovels play.
Which brings us back to those 12 mega deals driving the Q1 record. You can't hit $438 billion without a mammoth anchor.
You mean the $44.8 billion elephant in the grocery aisle?
The ultimate spice grab. Unilever combining its food arm with McCormick. Let's unpack the math on this monster. The big one.
$438 billion in a single quarter.
155% year-over-year jump. Cooley put that out this morning, and I had to read it twice. The mega deal is officially back.
12 of them, actually. 12 deals over $1 billion in Q1 alone. But we have to talk about the absolute monster in the room.
The spice grab.
Unilever is carving out its food arm and combining it with McCormick. $44.8 billion.
It's a beautiful play for scale. Like, you look at the pitch deck for this, and it just makes sense. Unilever gets pure play exposure to high margin spices. McCormick gets Unilever's global distribution footprint. It's classic textbook synergy.
Textbook synergy usually means someone overpaid.
Oh, come on.
I'm serious. $44.8 billion. I read through the WTW analyst notes this morning. They're spinning this as well-capitalized buyers pursuing strategic scale. But look at the grocery aisle. Are we really pretending there's infinite pricing power left in mayonnaise and garlic powder?
You're looking at it like a consumer, Maya. Look at it like a banker. You lock down the supply chain. You dominate the shelf space. This is defensive just as much as it is offensive.
Defensive against what? Store brands? Because a $44 billion price tag requires an awful lot of offensive growth to justify the premium. I dug into the footnotes on the McCormick side. The integration costs alone are going to be a nightmare. You're merging two legacy supply chains that run on completely different enterprise systems.
Fair point on the IT integration. That's always where the bodies are buried. But you know what food deal I actually love this week? The one with Stringer Bell.
Wait, what?
Idris Elba. Danone just scooped up Huel, the nutrition brand he backs, for a cool 1 billion euros.
€1 billion for powdered food.
Hey, celebrity-backed ventures are real targets now. Legacy food conglomerates are terrified of losing the cool factor. Danone is buying relevance.
They're buying a marketing budget. But honestly, good for him. I just want to see the term sheet where Danone models out the ROI on Idris Elba's star power.
I guarantee some associate in Paris had to build a spreadsheet tracking his Instagram engagement metrics.
I don't envy that associate.
Speaking of aggressive valuations, the food sector isn't even where the real bidding wars are happening right now.
Right? The whispers we're hearing about the fight for AI enabling tech.
Exactly. We're seeing $56 billion in Q1 deals just trying to secure the infrastructure for AI.
Which leads us perfectly into the Soluna Holdings deal in Texas. $53 million for a wind farm just to power green data centers. We need to unpack those numbers because vertical integration in crypto and AI is getting wild. Voices.
So Cooley put out this memo claiming the appetite for billion-dollar acquisitions is fully back. They're pointing to that 155% jump in Q1 deal value.
Fully back? That's a very strong phrase for lawyers to use.
They're excited, and honestly, looking at the board, I get it. We just hit $438 billion for the quarter. That's a 5-year high.
Right, but look at what's actually driving that number. WTW put out their own note saying this is all about well-capitalized buyers hunting for AI-enabling tech.
Which is completely accurate. The bidding wars behind the scenes right now are brutal.
Wait, hold on. Is it accurate? Because the biggest deal on the board is Unilever dropping $44.8 billion to combine its food arm with McCormick. Last time I checked, paprika is not an AI-enabling technology.
Okay, fair. But scale is scale.
It's just massive corporate consolidation skewing the average. 12 mega deals make the whole quarter look like a feeding frenzy. If you strip out Unilever, does the market still look fully back?
Yes, actually. Look at Danone buying Huel for 1 billion euros. That's a legacy food conglomerate buying a trendy meal replacement startup backed by Idris Elba.
Stringer Bell is doing food M&A now.
Exactly. When Stringer Bell gets a €1 billion exit from Danone, the market is officially back. You can't fight that logic.
I can, and I will. A celebrity premium on powdered food doesn't mean the broader middle market is healthy.
You just hate fun, and frankly, you probably hate paprika.
I love paprika. I just hate bad data.
Well, speaking of data, let's see how much green energy it takes to actually run these AI tech deals, because Soluna just bought a massive wind farm in Texas. Spill the tea. Stringer Bell just pulled off a €1 billion exit. I can't get over this.
I'm still trying to picture the Danone boardroom tasting Huel for the first time. Just a bunch of French executives in tailored suits drinking beige sludge out of a shaker bottle.
Hey, that beige sludge just secured Idris Elba a massive payday. Danone dropping €1 billion on a celebrity-backed meal replacement is the ultimate plot twist for Q1.
See, you call it a plot twist. I call it legacy food conglomerates getting desperate. Danone is buying a marketing gimmick because they can't innovate internally.
Oh, come on, it's not just a gimmick. You don't hit €1 billion valuation on star power alone. Huel actually cracked the code on direct-to-consumer nutrition. Idris was just the accelerant. Celebrity cap tables are the new competitive moat.
A moat made of powdered oats? Please. I read the Cooley report on this quarter. Deal values are up 155% year over year. Buyers are flush with cash and just throwing it at anything with a pulse.
Or anything with a pulse and a massive Instagram following. But you're right about the cash. Q1 hit $438 billion. The mega deals are back.
Exactly, and while everyone is distracted by Idris Elba selling protein powder, the real bloodbath is happening behind the scenes.
The AI bidding wars.
Yes, WTW analysts are tracking these ruthless, closed-door fights for AI-enabling tech. That's where the actual strategic scale is happening, not in the influencer food aisle.
Fair. Though speaking of strategic scale in the food aisle, we really need to look at Unilever dropping $44.8 billion to buy McCormick.
Now that is a deal with some actual spice to it. Tomorrow's radar. Tomorrow morning, I'm refreshing Nasdaq right at the bell for the RYVYL and RTB digital merger. They finally debut under the ticker RTB.
You actually care about that one? I thought you were just watching the Q2 filings to see if this AI and renewable frenzy holds up. We had 56 deals over $1 billion in Q1. 56.
I care about the RTB structure in part 8. But yes, Cooley reported Q1 deal value jumped 155% year over year. I just don't buy that this momentum carries into Q2. The well-capitalized buyers already made their moves.
Oh, strongly disagree. The private bidding wars for AI tech are just getting started. It is not just the mega caps anymore. Everyone is terrified of being left behind.
Terrified buyers make terrible deals. Which reminds me, Danone dropping €1 billion on Huel.
Idris Elba's nutrition brand. Stringer Bell is out here doing billion-euro exits to French yogurt conglomerates. What a timeline.
I read the footnotes on that valuation and almost choked on my coffee. We are tearing that apart tomorrow.